Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. 1090 Jitt, man, I'm rocking with y'all. Let y'all rocking with me. I got a guest for y'all. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's going on, man? It's James from Broward County. I'm representing that West Side, Rollin 20, neighborhood blood.
And how much time did you do inside of the Florida Department of Corrections?
I did 48 months.
48 months, and you went through some wild spots. Which camps did you hit during your 48 months?
I was at the river for a little bit, and I went to the yard. I went to Brevard, and then I got transferred to Lancaster after Brevard got shut down.
So you did straight YO time? You never hit an adult compound?
Nah, I was trying to, but it never happened.
And that's something a lot of people don't understand. You know, I hear things about it like, oh, you did time at a JIT camp, da-da-da. Most of the JITs don't want to be at JIT camp. You want to go to adult camp because it's more vibed out. Go ahead and tell the people the environment, what it's like, how it was when you first got to the youth offenders.
Man, all right, when I first got there, I go to CDORM, right? So I get there, there's already tension on the pound. When I get there, it was like...
Which camp was this?
This is at Brevard.
At Brevard, okay.
Yeah. So right there, it was a Z camp. The Zoes and the Kings were tied. So I get to CDORM. First thing, they trying to finesse. Oh, whoever hits canteen, whoever don't eat, everybody throws in $5. So I tell Buddy's like, oh, where you from? I'm from down south. I'm from Broward. He's like, oh, you banging? I'm like, yeah, I'm a Damu. He's like, oh, all right. So he comes back downstairs. He's like, can you throw in the pot for $5? I'm like, man, anything my mama send me, bro, that's for me. You know what I mean? So he's like, but you know how to fight? I'm like, I ain't the best fighter, but I'm going to get in there. So later on, we go to dinner. I go to sleep. Like 4 in the morning, I get a knock on my bunk. Like, bro, you got to get up, man, tighten up. So I'm like, all right. I get in there. I fight one nigga. First nigga bust me, I ain't gonna lie. I fight the second nigga. It was more or less of a tie. Boom, they let me go to sleep. Bruh, no lie. An hour later, these niggas come back in the room, wake me up again. They're like, bro, you ain't done, bro. You gotta get back in there, bro. So I'm like, all right, bro. So it was like 5 in the morning right now, bro. So boom, I'm fighting like, boom. So boom, I go to breakfast. I go to sleep. They let me sleep all the way to about lunch. I get another knock on the bunk. Hey, bro, tighten up. I'm like, God damn, bro, you feel me? And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I ain't finna keep doing all this fighting shit. Y'all ain't finna keep running the train on me. You feel me? So I fight another nigga. So I fight like 3 niggas that day. So come to the point where one of the niggas was like, all right, bro, this nigga ain't gonna break it off. Like, you feel me? Like, come to find out, bitch, is my brothers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro.
And is the dorm that you're in, is that the one that didn't have any doors? It was just like open?
It's just open. Yeah, everything open. They took all the doors out.
That's crazy as shit. And was there cameras in the dorm at all?
Nah, hell nah. Not at all. That compound was like so old, bro.
So what happened after you got your TOH? Like you was straight and everything like that?
After I got my TOH, I was good. So then around this time, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Bloods was not getting no play on that pound, bro. Not at all. We only had like one dorm, and each dorm was 4 quads. You feel me? I think there was a D dorm, was like the Blood safe house, bro. Any other dorm, bro, niggas is getting flipped, man. The Kings is flipping us. The Z's, man, everything, bro. We ain't getting no play. A lot of the homies was folding and not banging and staying undercover. You know what I mean? You see, when it was a Z count and they were tied with the Kings, I don't know if you ever heard the story. They ended up poking, the Kings ended up poking some Zoe up like 20-something times in CDORM, chopping landed. But they never went to war about that shit, the Zoe. They never went to war with that. They stayed friends with the Kings. That's kind of throw me out. That's why, like, I know you on that primo shit, that fire, that love, but I don't really, because the Kings I met in all the camps, they always rock with, like, who's the deepest. Yeah, you feel me? Like, they'll be on that primo shit because the Bloods got control of it. They want to rock with us. But then when it was the Z camp, they rocking with the Z's. So, and Brevard, bro, it was just, It was really, bro. If you wasn't no stand up type of nigga, if you wasn't can hold your own, because them Zoes, bro, they was flipping us nonstop. But see, Brevard did a lot of gang sweeps too, though. Like, you know, when there's a gang sweep, because when they call everybody to wreck, you feel me? And on the yard, there's 3 huts. We had a hut with the 7s. Zoes had their own hut, and the Kings had their own little hut. But when they come in the D-dorm, they don't even go to D-dorm because they get shit right out of there. But half the time, sometimes we be having brothers in the other dorms, and we'll be like, all right, man, we got one of y'all brothers over here, man, leave him alone, type shit. You feel me? And we gonna
like
let
if
him
they touch him, you gonna touch him.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, we might flip one Zoe, but shit, we got 5 other brothers out there in that water.
Yeah.
So we touch him, they gonna fuck them up off the rip.
Now, how soon was it when you hit Brevard? Because, you know, I've always heard the stories about Brevard. And for the people that don't know, the youth offenders, more or less, Brevard has always been known as the worst youth offender in Florida. When that shut down, it became Indian River. When the river shut down, it became Lancaster. But everybody always tells the stories about Brevard. A lot of these home team gangs started in Brevard back in the day.
DSG started in Brevard.
Yeah, I heard DSG did. I heard MPI. I heard ZMF.
ZMF started. The nigga who I've seen the nigga. I was on the dorm with the nigga who started the ZMF shit. Big ass nigga, bro.
How soon at Brevard did you have to start slanging iron? Like, was it an immediate thing? Like you were just thrown into it?
Not immediately. When I caught a DR and I had to go to DR squad dorm, so they moved me to C dorm to A dorm. And because when I was in C dorm, it was like it wasn't too many Zoes in that dorm. And the quad I was in, it was like mostly just Bloods and a lot of 7s. Wasn't too many Zoes. But when I went to A dorm, that's where I got tested with me and my 2 other my brothers. And we had to sling that iron. You know, it was like 10 of them. And it was 3 of us. At first, they was like lining everybody up. We was in the back-to-back, fighting back-to-back. And then, you know, I had a brother named Ben, which I'm gonna tell you later on about him, with a lot of white bloods from Brevard when they got to Lancaster turned skinheads.
That's
every
crazy.
Single one of them. I fought 3 of them for doing that pussy ass shit.
Now, why was that? Was that because like the COs enforced it or something, or?
I didn't get it, bro. It was the heavy hitter white bloods, bro. I'm talking about these white bloods was known for slanging iron and, you know, putting on, and they got Lancaster and they just became skinheads, dog. They was more or less like, oh, I feel like I need to be more with my people type shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was a big thing when we got to Lancaster too. A lot of fugazi shit was going on like that too. Every white blood.
How did that 10-on-3 situation work out with the Zoes?
All right, so this is what happened. This is all right. I'm fighting one Zoe. We all in the room. They ended up blitzing the room, right? I already got my 5. They hit one of my brothers. They hit the nigga Ben. He's a white blood. They hit him with a lock. They hit Hustle with a lock. They hit me with like a bar of soap, and then it was just a big ass rumble, dog. The COs running there with the black spray. They spray the whole dorm. Niggas who ain't even in this shit, just because you in the dorm now, you boom boom. They put us all in the box. But then once we go all to the box, they're like, "Oh, Brevard is shutting down." I'm like, "What? Like, what you mean?" They're like, "Yeah, man, they shutting this shit down." I'm like, "Damn, where the fuck?" Like, you probably either gonna go to Lake City or you're gonna go to Lancaster. I was trying to go to Lake City, bitch. I heard that shit was sweet.
Hell yeah.
I heard Lancaster. I heard a bunch of fuck shit, all that racist shit over there. The dorms, the sidewalk spells, KKK, all type of shit. So I was trying to go to Lake City. So I sat in a box. 70 days, bro, for they shit me to Lancaster, dog. Because I was only in Brevard for like a year when that shit got shut down.
And did you notice like a major difference between Brevard and Lancaster?
Oh man. That's when they did that shipment from Brevard to Lancaster, that's when shit got real. That's when my bed got the realest. That part right there, because when they shipped me, it was like they had all the bloods on one bus, bro. It was weird, bro. It was like everybody on the bus going to Lancaster was a blood. Now, when I get to Lancaster, we meet in the Lancaster bloods, right? So they giving us the rundown of how the pounds run. They talking about it's 57-26. So we just came from Brevard, bro. You feel me? We don't fuck with those.
Yeah, let me break that down for them real quick. So when he says those numbers, right? The 5 is gonna represent the Bloods. The 7 is gonna represent MPI, which is a Tampa home team prison gang. 26 is gonna represent the Zoes. So what he's saying is Bloods, 7s, and Zoes were all tied flags, even though at the last compound he just came from, Bloods and Zoes was going to war.
Exactly. So now that's the big problem now, because now the Bloods from Brevard, we like, man, we ain't fucking with that shit. Like, we ain't rocking with that shit, man. I mean, I told her I just got hit up by them niggas. You feel me? Like, I ain't rocking with them. The Bloods from Brevard, we got a bigger issue, because now the Zoes know that we don't want to fuck with them, right? They feel kind of offended. And now the Lancaster Bloods we kind of beefing with them. You feel me? Yeah. So everybody who came from Brevard, it was segregated at first. Like, man, we ain't, nah, bro. Like, the Brevard and Lancaster Bloods, we was not fucking with them. Excuse me.
And who was y'all going at it with at Lancaster?
It was 364 Crips, G's, and Cutthroats.
Okay.
Because when I got to Lancaster, I ain't never seen no Crip before a day in my life at Brevard. When I got to Lancaster, it was quite a few. And G's too. You know what I'm saying? So they had that little thing going on. You had a brother, a twin from Orlando. He's really from New York. My nigga, Shine. He was in a dorm by himself. And the Zoes was kind of doing some funny shit to him. He kept coming back and telling us. So it got to a day where one day he got fed up. He came to the chow hall. It was me and a couple other our brothers. So he's like, bro, I'm done with this shit, bro. Fuck this shit. I'm taking off whenever. Chow hall. So I'm like, man, chill. He's like, nah, this is going down. So he got a rock inside the canteen bag. Not even a rock, like a brick in the canteen bag. So I don't know if you know, Lancaster used to have another chow hall.
Nah, like, I know that.
Yeah, the inside chow hall, that was new. There's another one, like that little room that's in the rec field. If you remember, like where you play.
You talking about where they got the games and shit?
Yeah, that used to be the chow hall.
What? That little itty bitty shit?
That's why they moved it to that shit, because it was so small.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that used to be the chow hall. So, boom. We walking in. I'm in the quads. You feel me? I'm coming from quads. Bro, so we get to the dorm. We get to the kitchen. Bro, the nigga just whips out this big-ass canteen bag with a brick in it and slaps the shit out of his O in the back of his head with it. So, somebody splats his shit. Boom. I'm like, oh, shit. Everybody's like, what the fuck? So, boom. I'm like, oh, shit. All right, man. It's about to go to war now. You feel me?
Yeah, it's about to go down.
It's about to go down. So, we leaving chow. We feel the tension. It's all quiet. Everybody from the dorms on the courts, they're watching us leave the chow hall because that's where this happened at. So, I don't know. When you was there, it was H dorm, a Zo dorm?
I mean, when I was there, B1 was a Zo house. And I was in B1. When I got me, Red Light, and all them. B2 was a Blood house. Every other dorm was pretty much Zoes and fucking Inets. Like the Kings were mainly all in B dorm, like the majority of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything else, but we couldn't go nowhere else. We could only go to B dorm. We really could only go to B2. If you was a Blood and you was in B1, like you was in that water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So boom. Well, back then when I was in Brevard, they used to call H dorm Little Haiti. You feel me? Ain't nothing but the Zoes in that motherfucker. Even the CO used to help them niggas do shit. When I got cut in the dorm in H dorm, the CO had something to do with that. You feel me? He let that shit slide.
Was that the 21 and up dorm?
Yeah, that's why I was there. Yeah, the 21 up dorm.
Okay, so I think the head of the Zoes at the time was in that motherfucker, because I remember them calling it Lil Haiti.
So boom, that little Blood and Zo shit, that shit was kind of sticking, but now that shit's over with.
Yeah.
So now it's on. You feel me? So boom, we rocking with the 7s. The 7s rocking with us, and you get just the Zoes and the X-Men. So long story short, on this war, I go back to the quads. Okay, we line it up at the quads. I got my 5. I got a brother named Hot Dog, who's your twin. He from Jacksonville. He was like the head on the pound at the time. And we just had a big ass ride in Eldorm. So we blitzed them, fired their ass, cut their ass up, boom, boom, boom. A couple of us went to the box. Boom. I'm talking about, nigga, it was just dorm to dorm to dorm to dorm. Like, I would go to the box, do 60, get out, go to a dorm, have to put in more work, go back and do another 60. And, bro, when I was in Lancaster, it was such flip-flop. I mean, we went to war. After we went to war with Zoes, when we was in L-Dorm now. Now, there was a rule when we was in L-Dorm, like, oh, L-Dorm is their own world. If they're going to war in L-Dorm, the war doesn't carry out to the pound. You feel me? Which I ain't understand that. Whatever. I ain't really give a fuck.
That's
so
like
now,
that's like how the work camp was. Whatever happened on the main didn't affect the work camp.
Yeah. So we in quads. So now, like, this is basically the X-Men ended up tying flags with the Zoes. You feel me? And a lot of them niggas, a lot of our brothers, some of them was flipping on to their home team because I ain't gonna lie, we was kind of losing. We was losing at first.
Yeah.
We was losing, like, but B dorm always been a bloodhouse when I was in Lancaster, B1 and B2. You feel me? So I go to the box. Now I go to H dorm, right? Because I turned 21. I get lined up first quarter, no rapping.
But before you even, how was you feeling? Because we had a brother in there when I was in B1, and me and Red Light, we used to fuck with him, and we would be like, oh, bro, you about to turn 21, bro. You finna be in that water, bitch. You gonna have to go in first quarter. How was you feeling knowing you turned in 21 and you gotta go in there? You don't have an option.
Bro, I was just like, I wasn't scared because I know what type of time I'm on, but I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because they know me, because I'm type of nigga, I'll poke out on the rec yard and chase your ass. Like, I did that. You feel me? So they know, like, all right, he gonna crash. So we can't really, we gotta watch how we play him. You feel me? Like, he ain't scared to go to the box type shit. So when I got in there, they try to play cool. Like, yo, we know, like, da-da-da-da, you this, you that. But we grown over here. We ain't on that Jitt shit. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, I was like, man, y'all niggas trying to, like, finesse me, get me comfortable. You feel me?
Yeah, and then they gonna creep up and...
That's what happened, bro. So it was just me and one of our other brothers. So I slept on the one hallway. He slept on the other end. I'm talking about, bro, we would have to, when we took showers, I'd stand by the door. He take a shower. He get out. I go in the shower. He had to stand by the door. We just had to play it like that.
Yeah.
So boom, they had a Zoe ended up going to B dorm, right? Now B1 and B2 is the beehive off rip. So the Zoes is like, yo, they come up to me in H dorm. They're like, yo, we got one of our brothers over there. Tell your brothers don't touch him, and you gonna be straight. I'm like, all right, for sure, whatever. So I holla at one of my, I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm about to tell my brothers to take flight on this nigga. I don't give
Wipe his ass out. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm gonna let my brothers know. So I see our brothers on the rec field, whatever. We chilling. So we had a brother named Train from Ocala. He was Pyru on Go, TTG. So I'm like, hey, Train, that nigga Monte over there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I handed him a blade. I'm like, bro, get that nigga from around there. He's like, all right, say less. Boom. Nigga, it's like 2 o'clock. I hear the panic button over the radio. B1. Boom. So I go to Child the next morning. So B-Dorn goes to Child now. We coming out and B-Dorn's coming in. So like all the Zoes is like, man, they cut my teeth. This and that. And my brother's just telling me, like, man, get up out of there. But I'm on some shit like, man, fuck these niggas. I go back in the dorm, I go to sleep. So while I'm sleeping, I hear my brother on the other side of the hallway screaming. Ah! Boom. So I get up, I run into the hallway. Boom, in here, hitting them with locks and a broom. It's just like going there. I hit one nigga up. Boom. So boom, another zone X-Men running in the room. They got me by like my arms and shit. So I'm like tussling. So one nigga like grabs me by the top of my head and pulls my head back. And when he does that, he puts the blade on me. Phew. Them niggas run into Troll, right? Like they ran to the middle of the day room. You know how the dorm set up.
Yeah.
They run to the middle. The CO sees all this shit. Boom. So I'm sitting there. I didn't even know I was cut at first. I didn't even feel the shit. So my brother was like, yo, the nigga. Said, nigga, you cut. I'm like, huh? I go in my canteen bag, grab the mirror. I'm like, fuck, bro. So I'm like, all right. Them niggas on the other side of the hallway, they call us to go to lunch, bro. Or they go call out. So boom, I'm in line for a call out. So the CO, bro, this is how you know he was on that shit. He comes up to me, he's like, what happened to your face? I'm like, man, that shit happened on inside ground, like the weed whacker, man, or some shit. He's like, nah, that ain't happened. So went to the box, started an investigation, got out there for like 14 days. While I was in there, the nigga who cut me, my brothers ended up cutting his stupid ass, you feel me? And then I got back out the box, and that's when we went to war with the 7s after the Zoes, like, because we ended up taking a camp, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like, the only Zoes was getting played in H-Dorm. Them niggas was getting out the box, coming to B1 and B2, and they would not even walk in that bitch. They checking right out.
Damn.
Like that. I'm talking about, nigga, we had shit on swole, my nigga. We took the quads over, B1, B2, on Mike dorm, man. We had all that shit. Only thing they had was H-Dorm. They was putting the Jits in H-Dorm, bro. Who was those, bro?
Just to separate them so the
just
war
to
wouldn't
keep
break
them
out.
niggas safe, bro. Just to keep them niggas safe. I'm talking about them orange hats coming in. Even the COs are like, bro, if you a Zoe, I feel bad for you, bro. The Bloods is getting rid of their ass. This was COs is telling these niggas, you feel me?
That's how it was when I hit Sumter. The COs told me, like, oh, you a Blood, you ain't gonna last here. Because at the time, it was Zoes, Crips, GDs, fucking the 13s, all of them were tied together going at it.
Damn.
Shit was wild.
No, but then after I got out the box, we had one of our brothers got hit with a big ass pipe from a 7 from the kitchen. And then that shit was even more like, bro, when I was in Lancaster, bro, out of every gang, bro, we was in the most drama. I ain't never understand why we was hated so much. I never got that shit. Like, why niggas ain't fuck with us? Why niggas ain't like us? I don't, like, every gang ain't like us, dog. Like, only the 7s, bro. But then we ended up going to war with them. You feel me? It was like one after another. Then we ended up, bro, it was so flip-flop, bro. We tied flags with the G's, too, one time to go against the Zoes and the X-Men.
What was it on that Black Cherry shit?
That Black Cherry shit, yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
When I hit Butler, they were trying to do that, but I was like, nah, fuck y'all, and I ended up getting cut. But I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't fuck all y'all. Now, because a lot of people don't understand when we say going to war, they don't understand the concept of how it is. When you're in these JIT prisons, you don't have an option. You're told, oh, you're this, those are your enemies, and you gotta go. And if you're not gonna hit one of them, you're gonna get hit. During these war periods, how many people were getting hit up and how often was it?
Man, bro, I think people was getting hit up every day. Like, that was like the biggest, everybody's phobia on the pound was like, I don't want to get hit up, man. Nobody, that's like, niggas wasn't even slinging locks no more. Niggas just straight cutting. No pokers, no logic, straight blade game. That was it. And niggas was getting hit up every day, man. Both sides, bro. Bloods, Zoes, it was back and forth, man. Back and forth.
And what did you get cut with? Because I've seen your sky. Was it a box cutter or was it a regular razor?
I think it was a regular razor. Cause when I went to the nurse, she was like, "Oh, I didn't even get stitches either. They had to like glue my shit back."
Yeah, that's what they did to me. They hot glued my face shut.
Yeah, they did that shit. My shit wasn't deep enough.
Now, what was one of the worst incidents you saw? Whether it's somebody getting fired up or somebody getting cut when it's like
the worst incident I ever seen was at the work camp. Believe it or not, bro. This is when I first got to the work camp. I guess the 7s and the Kings had some shit going on. I ain't really know though. I just got there, you feel me? But we came back from breakfast and everybody's just laying down. Everybody's laying down. And there's a King nigga just sweeping the floor with the broom. I mean, there's a 7 nigga sweeping the floor with a broom. Boom, 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 boom. And then you just see this King nigga hit this nigga up, but the way he hit him up, bro, is that his cheek, I could see his teeth from the side of his face. You feel me? Like his cheek was just hanging, bro. He like separated all of that shit there.
Yeah.
And then the nigga ended up getting out the box. I'm talking about, bro, he had a big, the bubble was about this thick on his face, dog. That shit was nasty as hell, dog. That was the worst hit up I ever seen. That's why I'm like, my shit ain't nothing. You feel me? Like,
yeah, my shit ain't shit.
yeah, I can't even see yours on the
I
screen.
got cut by a pussy. I'm talking about you can't even see it on this. You can
You
tell he
probably
didn't
had
want
an
to do
eye
it.
closed or
He
something.
got me from behind somebody else. Like it wasn't
Oh,
nothing.
okay. Scary
But
ass shit.
how did it affect you mentally being at war and going through all these wars and seeing people getting hitting people up? What was going on through your mind?
I was just paranoid, dog. I was scared to go to sleep. I was just scared to have anybody around me. Like even when I got out, bro, like my homeboys even noticed. They're like, bro, like, yo, ease up, chill. Like even to this day, like sometimes I be like I think about that shit, and that shit just puts me in like a badass mood, yo. Like that shit, people don't know, yo. Like that's just a dark place, dog. It's not.
Yeah.
That shit's very depressing. It could break you for real if you don't know how to handle that shit. Like I be trying to tell my dogs out here how that shit is, but they don't never understand because you got to go through that shit to like feel me when I tell them the stories and shit. Like I showed them your podcast, dog. They didn't believe me when they heard your little stories, and they started like, damn, you went through all that shit.
Was there times that you enjoyed in the Jitt camp though?
Hell yeah, I was getting comfortable as fuck. Bro. I be talking to some of my old brothers sometimes, and I'd be like, man, I ain't gonna lie, dog. Like when I left, I was like, damn, it might sound a little crazy, but I kind of miss that shit.
Yeah. What was it about it that you missed? Was it like the brotherhood and all
I
that?
miss my brothers, dog. I missed all my brothers, dog. Real shit,
Yeah.
I missed all of them, dog. I was like, damn, because birds, we fought for each other. We done cut for each other. We took fades for each other. We was eating together. If you ain't had nothing, I fed you. If I ain't had nothing, you fed me. You got my back, I got your back. I ain't want to leave them niggas, dog.
That's a fact. It's almost like, it's like having a football team. Like that was your team, but y'all just ain't playing football. Y'all fucking people up and getting
Yeah,
fucked
man.
up. It's a lot of loyalty. And honestly, I feel like I haven't found that loyalty on the street like I had it in prison.
Exactly. Yeah, you hit that on the point. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is, dog. Even with my homies out here, like, you feel me? Because I was banging on the streets, but like, even now, it's like even like me and my homies out here, we ain't as close as I was with my homies when we was in that yard. We was on the pound.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't feel the same love.
I feel it's because like you said, like we was at war. Like it was war. So what we had when you built that bond, it was genuine because we literally trying to save each other while trying to annihilate whoever's against us. And I mean, a lot of people will watch my videos and see, when you just like when you talking about firing somebody up or you got somebody and I'll smile or whatever. How did you deal with hitting people up? Because for me, like if we heard on the radio there's an emergency traffic, whatever, and we heard that we got one of them, we were happy as shit. We was like, hell yeah, like, yeah, you fucking right. But then when they got one of ours, it hurt. Like, damn, dog, they got bro. How did that affect you?
Bro, like when my first hit up, like I ain't gonna lie, I got a little adrenaline rush, you feel me? Like, but then like it's like you just gotta adapt, you really ain't got no choice. But when they would hit up one of my brothers, like it was like basically they hitting me up. Like that shit ain't sliding. Like I just thought that we had a strong brotherly love in that shit, dog. Like
Yeah.
I really like when like you would think I known these niggas for years, bro. We only been rocking about 2 years, but when they hit one of my brothers up, then it's a must. I gotta get you. It's a must. Like
That's a fact.
I just tell my brothers, dog, you better be in the box, dog. This is war. You should not be walking this motherfucking compound.
You gotta hit something up. I feel like, even though I became blood on the street, I didn't understand what brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction was until I went to prison.
Yeah, me too.
Until I really was in that situation. And then, being that my shit from the East, and the East started inside of
Prisons.
a correctional facility type setting, a lot of the things, a lot of the principles, and a lot of the knowledge behind what we stand on started to really make sense to me going through that shit. So it's like it gave me more of an understanding of why I was representing what I was banging. You feel me?
Me too, because I feel like on the streets, even though if you banging on the streets, you ain't with your homie 24/7.
Yeah.
Feel me? But when you're not behind that wall, man, I'm eating with you, shitting, sleeping next to you, like
that's all we got.
So you all I got, and I'm all you got. You and I'm all you. Feel me? So it's a little that brotherly love is a little more strong, a little more solid.
Now, how did you feel about viewing bloods of other races?
I mean, I ain't on that shit. You feel me? I don't really care if you gonna rock, nigga, because there's some black bloods that I seen fold. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
It go both ways. You feel me? That color shit, that shit really irrelevant to me. Like, it's just irrelevant. All right, he want to be this, so we gonna test it. And it's gonna come time where you're gonna have to show that you really want to be in this shit. And when it's time to handle up, all I can say is handle up. Because if you don't handle up and you leave one of my brothers in that fire and I catch you, I'm gonna get you.
We finna clean you up.
Feel me? Don't leave. Don't say you want to be in this shit and then leave somebody. That's a no.
Now, how was the racial tension from the correctional officers at Lancaster?
I never really, honestly, I never had no problems with them personally. Like I've got slapped up a couple times, but I had more problems with the black ones, to be real with you.
Yeah.
Hell, man, I don't know. Was Mr. Smith there, Mr. Riley there when you was there?
You talking about Short Riley?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, me and Riley was finna grid at the work camp. He took me into the visitation room. We were finna paint in that bitch. He took his belt off and there, but you know Riley was a rat though. Like he wasn't no gangster police. Like he would have told. You feel me?
Bro, that nigga slap me and that nigga used to pick on me. That nigga used to threaten to beat me up and spray me and throw me in a box. I'm like, man, what the fuck I did to you, bro? Like, come on, man. The white officers ain't even fucking with me, bro. It's this nigga.
You remember Puma?
Oh, that's another bitch ass soft ass nigga, dog.
Puma smacked the shit out of me.
Hell nah, that nigga there. Yeah, he used to play that tough guy shit. Like, you know, you saw.
Yeah, Puma, Riley, they all got arrested.
Nah.
They did a sweep at Lancaster and arrested a few of their ass. When the Jitt got killed in B2, there was some COs that got arrested behind that shit. There was a lot of shit that went down. When you first got to Lancaster, were they putting y'all through the sand pit and shit?
Nah, because they said somebody had just like died or some shit or damn near died in that bitch before I had got there, so they took that shit away.
Yeah, they still had it when I was there, but they ain't make us go in there shit.
Yeah, they ain't make us go in there. I was like, man, hell nah. When I first got out the bus, man, Riley slapped the shit out of me and busted my nose, dog. I was leaking.
First
10 minutes.
How often did the COs used to put hands on the inmates?
Every fucking day, bro. Every day. Every day. It was like them motherfuckers just came here to beat us, man.
Beating the fuck out. Like they got mad. They didn't get no pussy from their wife. They just gonna take it out on us.
That's exactly. I used to stay out their way, man. You know how they ass is.
That shit fucked up. And you knew Red Light from inside of Lancaster?
Yeah, that's my little partner, man. I fuck with Red Light.
How was that? How was that when y'all two had met?
I think Red Light might have been in a box already. But I kept hearing his name, bro. You feel me? I'm like, who the fuck is Red Light? You feel me? Like, who the fuck? I know he's from Jacksonville, whatever. And I was like, oh, he's from LA or he's from like San Diego or whatever the fuck. So when I met him, he's like, oh, you West Side? I'm like, yeah, nigga, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm West Side too. He's like, you ain't none of that 5 though. You not West Side popping no 5, right? I'm like, nah. But when I got there, Red Light was really like, he was bullying, bro. He was doing his own little thing. And he was really on some like getting everybody real right type shit.
Yeah, that's hitting up whoever was Fugazi. We popped off a lot of that 1090 shit. How have you adapted to being back in society, you know, from when you first came home up until now?
I mean, at first it was like, you know, I was like, my dog, I ain't noticed it, but my homeboys was like, oh man, bro, you kind of institutionalized, bro. Like, you walking in the mall, you looking behind you everywhere, like. But you know, at first it was just really hard to get a job, bro. Actually, it was just hard to get a job, bro.
Did you struggle mentally with anything? Like, was you having nightmares or any signs of like PTSD or anything?
Nah, but my dogs know I got hit up, right? So I used to fall asleep, and they used to come play with me and like come touch my face, and I used to jump up and like, you feel me? Cause I'm shell shocked type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like still to this day, if I'm sleeping and you touch my face, like I don't know, bro. That shit I just get spooked. I just get shell shocked. That shit fuck with me to this day, dog.
I feel you. And
Hell yeah.
what have you done to more or less just keep yourself out of trouble? Like, what advice can you give to people that have come home and they're struggling adapting into society?
It's hard, bro. And that's the first thing I'm gonna say. It's gonna be hard. It ain't gonna be easy, but I don't know what anybody faith is, whatever, pray to whoever you pray to, you know, and just be consistent. Don't you gonna get turned down. It's gonna happen. It's guaranteed, but you can't let that shit phase you. You gotta just whatever, gotta look that shit in the face and just go through that shit. But it's something good's gonna happen, you feel me? Eventually. Has to, you feel me? But it ain't gonna be easy. And if you gonna be out here and you can't handle that, you gonna go right back. You gonna just go right back to prison.
And do you have any advice for any jits that might be watching this shit that's starting to get into the street shit that haven't gone up the road yet?
Yeah. If I was you, man, I know I was young at that time. I've been young before, so I ain't want to listen either. So, but if you're gonna do it right, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But just whatever you do, just be able to accept the consequences with that shit. You feel me? Just know what you're getting yourself into. Like if you out here thugging, be ready to go up that road. You feel me? Like don't spook. But if I was a jit right now, and I was to tell them, man, don't take that route, man. Go to school and just you don't even maybe not go to school, but just find something that you're good at, man. Perfect that shit. Prison shit, bro, is for the birds, man. To let y'all know, man. They tell you when to eat, they tell you when to sleep, they tell you when to shit. You don't see nobody, that people forget about you, man. Trust me, bro. It's not what it is. It's not a cool thing at all.
And what be fucking me up too is like no matter what, as many wars as we've gone through, as much shit as we survived through, we can't put none of that shit on a job application. Like that shit don't get us no credit. That shit doesn't get
not
us,
at all.
We don't get nothing off of none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we did all that, but we didn't build nothing but, you know, just bonds and brotherhood, and that's it. That's all we can hold on.
And memories, that's all.
Yeah. But hey, I appreciate you coming on. If you got any social media, go ahead and shout out your social media. Any shout outs that you want to do?
Yeah, man. Just follow me on Instagram if you want. BlackJames_954. And I just want to thank you, bro, for giving me a chance to get on here and tell my story, dog. I like what you're doing, man. Keep it positive, you know. Keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely. I appreciate you coming on, bro. We're going to view what everybody's talking about. And, you know, if they want that part two, we're going to bring you on for the part two.
Say less, beloved. Say less.
All right, big bro.
All right, well.